Good morning, everybody. This is Jack Gleason with MajorLeagueTrading.com coming at you with the Major League Trading. It is the first day of the month here, February 1st, Friday, 2019. And this is a reminder to follow your rules and trade your plan. Let's begin with the economic reports here before the bell. At 4:30 a.m., Great Britain manufacturing PMI, and then we had non-farm employment change and average hourly earnings, which were the big news events this morning. After the bell at 9:45 a.m., we're going to have manufacturing PMI, 10 a.m. ISM manufacturing PMI, revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment, construction spending, and at 1 p.m., the Baker Hughes rig count. Moving on now for the trend biases of the prior day. Yeah, let me know if you guys can hear me all right, because it looks like it's coming through okay on my end. Trend biases of the prior day. ES is bullish, Nasdaq bullish, Dow was on the neutral side, Russell bullish, overnight neutral S&P, and the Dow, neutral S&P, Nasdaq, the Dow was bullish, Russell was neutral as well. And on the shorter term time frame, voice is distorted. That's funny because Perry's voice was distorted for me this morning. So I don't know what it is. How about this? Is this better? Before I continue, I'll test that other mic. But I don't know if it's something with YouTube or what. But Perry's voice was distorted for me this morning as well. I don't know if anybody else had that problem. Okay. Is this any better? This is off my... Yeah, they could be. I guess I'll have to run with this right now, and then I can switch it after. Alright, let me try that. Mic test, mic test. Hopefully it's okay. Nope. Alright, alright, let me just, it sounds like it's really bad, so I guess I'll just try rebooting my computer. And so I'll end the stream and then give me a couple. Alright guys, I am live again. I'm going to see if I can hear my own feedback. 1 second. Mic test, mic test. Let me know how it's coming through now. Much better? Okay. Cool. Alright, we'll roll from here then. We shall roll from here. Starting over. Alright guys, good morning. It is February 1st, 2019, Friday, and this is a reminder to follow your rules and trade your plan. Economic reports before the bell at 4:30 a.m. You had Great Britain manufacturing PMI, 8:30 non-farm employment change, which is a big news event for the year. And then trend bias of the prior day here, guys. Bullish ES, bullish Nasdaq, neutral on the Dow, bullish in the Russell. Overnight session, we got the opposite. ES neutral, Nasdaq neutral, Dow bullish, Russell neutral. But on the shorter term time frame, all 4 indexes are bullish. On the midterm time frame, all 4 indexes are bullish. And on the longer term time frame, we're neutral still in all 4 indexes. After the bell, 9:45, market manufacturing PMI, 10 a.m. ISM manufacturing, and then University of Michigan consumer sentiment as well as construction spending. 1 p.m. Baker Hughes rig count. For earnings after the bell, guys, the big one was Amazon. We got one more big one next week, Google on Tuesday. Let's take a look at the previous day's summary for the S&P 500. And this is not it. Here we are. Previous day's summary, the bell-to-bell trading session high was 27.08 for the S&P 500 with the bell-to-bell low coming in at 26.76 half. Settlement 27.04 half, value area high 27.0475, point of control 26.98, and value area low is 26.89 quarter. European close came in at 26.9775 with the volume on the session at 1,826,000 contracts. Overnight high 27.1175 and the overnight low at 2700 half. Floor trader pivot point support and resistance levels. R4A came in at 27.67 half, R3 27.4775, R2 27.2775, R1 27.16 quarter. The pivot point for the day 26.96 quarter. S1 26.8475, S2 26.6475, S3 26.53 quarter, and S4A 26.41 half. For our 10-day range analysis, the bell-to-bell session for trading the previous day 31.5 points, the entire session 37.25. Overnight was 16 and first hour was 18.5. So still pretty good on the top side of the ranges here. Our median has been 30.5, so we had a 31.5 point range, slightly larger than our median. 37.25, just under, but we did have a nice positive move to the upside. Dow was the weakest market, closing up 0.03%. Nasdaq led the way up 1.13%. And the S&P up 0.82, Russell 0.78 on the prior day. Over the last 5 days, Nasdaq leads, Dow lags, and over a 10-day period, the Nasdaq leads and the Russell is technically the weakest market. Up so far this year, the Russell's up 11%, Dow's up 7%, Nasdaq 9, S&P 7.8. So that is the, as I read, the best first month of the year in over 30 years. So pretty interesting. It was funny, last year at the beginning of the year we also had an extremely good month of January. There was an extremely aggressive run, and then February was actually when the selling pressure and volatility began last year in February of 2018. So let's take a look here at some of these levels, guys, we've run into on the higher time frame. I'm going to start off with I'll start off with the S&P here. So the big earnings event was Amazon, guys. That negative 23% profit target at 27, it was 27.1275 hit. I think it was like right as the report came out, because Amazon actually traded, up then down and then finished lower. So we hit that target and then we sold off right into that next extension, guys. So we have an extension to extension sequence. The bullish trend continues. We've completed higher time frame profit targets here, but right now we're going to continue to anticipate support levels at 26.99 half. That's the 38% retracement, and the 50% retracement is 26.95. As long as we continue to hold this zone, guys, what we want to anticipate is probably what we're going to see is a move all the way up into the negative 61.8, which is 27.71. So that is the larger upside profit target. As a reminder, yesterday we did break the full 50% retracement short for the bears. The halfway back short for the year has broken officially yesterday. That level is 27.06 quarter. So we'll see. I want to make sure we close this week above that level, but we are right on that. You guys can see the last time we sold off from a halfway back short, we tagged that 61.8 twice and then rolled over. So we do want to see that the market continues to get aggressively bid above that. I'm really not going to have any major resistance on this chart till we get back to the top side leg start area near 27.94. So these 27.71 profit targets on the higher time frame are in play for a little bit of a larger picture, and as long as we continue to hold the extension from the 16th high to high, guys, we're going to go straight up and continue to just trade profit target to profit target. Extremely technical on the pullbacks right now in this market. Moving on to the Russell, which is also in an extension to an extension sequence, backing out to the higher time frame. The Russell has actually not completed its higher time frame profit target from the pullbacks of the 23rd of January. That negative 23% profit target is going to be 15.13. So you're looking for a move about another 9 points here in the Russell before we complete our profit targets. And we are currently holding an extension from the high of the 25th of January to high yesterday. We traded that 50% retracement, just pierced to 61.8, and then ended up rotating higher, re-engaging that draw. You can see that continues to hold. I'm going to highlight this zone. It's just going to me, it's just like low volatility, shallow pullbacks right now. If we begin breaking down through these 61.8s, volatility could increase. And then, you'll have a little bit more of a two-sided trade. But as long as these extensions hold, we're going to continue to move up towards our profit targets here in the Russell. Moving on now to oil, which had a really nice breakdown yesterday, but we have officially come into the full halfway back long from Monday, which was the low of the week, to high. Really good, clean move here. So Monday, we traded as low as 51.32, basically got a $4 rally all the way up to 55.37. Topped out yesterday, began breaking down. There was an extension sequence that traded here, and that same anchor new low is in play right here. Like to see a move break above 54.40. But you have two different sequences in play. One, the full halfway back long that exists at the 50% retracement support is 53.35, and then opposing that, there's an extension short traded once to profit target. That same anchor new low. Bulls would definitely like to see break, but you can see coming out of this morning on that non-farm payroll number right at 8:30, there was a really aggressive bid into that resistance level. So we are at the overnight high here in oil, as well as the same anchor new low extension short that is a potential in play. So something to just be aware of. So I'm just looking at 54.20 resistance, 53.35 support right now in oil. Moving on to the NASDAQ here. NASDAQ completed its negative 23% profit target yesterday, 69.26. There was no continuation push through on the back of Amazon earnings. We hit those profit targets right before the earnings event. Took some profit there yesterday. This extension then held, and then in the overnight session technically broke. So that extension is not valid unless we make a new high. So we'll have to look at different sequences out of lows. You had the halfway back to target into an extension to extension, same anchor new high, same anchor new high. We are holding the extension right now from the high here at 67, 60.75 to high. I would look at the first test of this 50% retracement, 68, call it 68.52 is a retest of there's a 30-minute leg start here at the open yesterday. That is the level I would anticipate for us to be. We could, just retest this 68.73, but this zone right here of support, if we break below 68.30, my anticipation is that the NASDAQ will get slightly more choppy. Moving out to a higher time frame on the daily chart, 1 year, the high of 2018 to that low, guys, we have not broken that 61.8. We have not broken that 61.8. The S&P has, the NASDAQ has not. That level is 69.9975. So call it 6,700 or 7,000. It's also a quote-unquote psychological level. I don't pay attention to a lot of round numbers. Doesn't really matter to me, but that does line up with the larger 61.8. And, there's other traders looking at it for whatever reason. Doesn't really matter. But pay attention to that 7,000 level in the NASDAQ.Moving on to the Dow. The Dow has come really close to completing its profit target here. This is the only position I currently have. 25,163 is at negative 61.8. I've been swinging this for a few days here. Looking for a completion of that today. There is an extension from the high of Tuesday to high that traded on Thursday. What I would watch is a retest of that 38% retracement if it gets down there. So I'm going to mark that back up here. That level is 24,904. So if we complete these profit targets, guys, we'll look for same anchor new highs. But right now we're right at the top side of the range here. So we've been unable to get through this 25,075 to 25,050 zone here for quite some time. So that's all I have here in the Dow. All right, and then gold. Gold, guys, I'd like to see a pullback to 13.19. However, gold is super aggressive here, and we're actually holding a halfway back from that FOMC spike up to high. We traded it in the overnight session. Non-farm payroll technically broke the opposing 61.8 and validated upside profit target. So I do want to respect the 13.22 support level. I have 13.19.4 and 13.15.8 as support levels below. Upside profit targets here, 13.35 as of right now. But gold is continues to be one of the best trending instruments to the upside here, and something to pay attention to absolutely today. But that's going to wrap up my Major League Trading morning trade plan. I'll catch you guys in the MLT Power Hour, and we'll take it from there. Month 2, day 1, guys, get after it. End the week on a positive note. Everybody trade safe. If you're interested in learning more about my trading style or Eric's trading style, make sure to check out the MLT Pro Trader course and pursue with passion, remove self-doubt, succeed with effort. Everybody have a fantastic day and a wonderful weekend. Take care.